morning and welcome to Tach It Up. I'm Hilary and this is our series Motor Mornings. So if you haven't already, grab a cup of coffee or tea or energy drink or whatever else you put in fun mugs. We're going to talk about cars for 5 minutes. So this week I want to talk about safety. Having recently seen a few friends who luckily did the right things and it probably saved their car and their lives. So whenever you're using a jack, please use wheel chocks around your wheels. What you don't realize is the angle that the force is putting on your car, on your lift points. You know, it's not just lifting it straight up. Oftentimes the jack arm comes up at an angle and can actually pull on your car or pull against your car as it's lifting, which can cause it to roll and potentially hurt you, roll you over, roll off of whatever you have your car on. Along the same lines, never work on your car alone if you can help it. I realize that's not necessarily a reality for everyone, but you know, the car community is great. There's a lot of people out there who just love working on cars and will work on your car with you. I'm sure most of you probably have a friend who's also into the hobby, or have met people through things like Cars and Coffee, or other car clubs. Just, you know, if you're going to do something that you think is dangerous, make sure you have somebody there to call 911. Know where your phone is, you know, just in case something goes wrong. The other thing is use jack stands. So they're not that expensive. You can get them at Walmart, Harbor Freight for really reasonable amounts of money. But they can keep your car from crashing to the ground and breaking things, or worse, crushing you. So please use jack stands. If you're working by yourself, that's especially important. Just, you know, your buddy probably also can't help you too much if the car's falling off the jack. Make sure you look up online or in your owner's manual where your jack points are so you don't damage your car when jacking your car up. And if you're fortunate enough to have a lift, make sure it's engaged all the way and all the safety locks are on it. So please, safety is number one. You can't enjoy your car if you're not around to play with it, to drive it. Makes sense, right? I mean, I feel like I shouldn't even say that or have to say that. But yeah, so be safe, think safe. Whether it's during your activity, if you're road racing, you know, there's minimum safety requirements for that, you know, depending upon the league you're in, how fast your cars go, and drag racing too. I just recently was watching a drifting competition. You know, they all have roll bars and helmets. Some different competitions require full face helmets, especially if you're on a motorcycle or drag bike. So please, before you do any activity, read the minimum requirements for your sport. If your track is doing good safety checks, you'll have to do it or you won't be able to go have fun anyway. So that's my rant for the day. But yeah, I mean, there's little things. I recommend doing a checklist before you actually go lift anything if you're jacking up a car or doing a lift. One of my friends does this with his boat. Every time he takes it out of the garage, you know, he's got a checklist and he checks through it and says, okay, you know, the power's off to this, you know, this is unplugged, I have this, you know, I've removed the wheel chocks or I've placed the wheel chocks in there. He has one for every time he takes it out and every time he puts it back. I think that's a great idea if you can do it, especially if you're doing something consistently. It's so easy to go blind to activities we do all the time. We feel like we know them like the back of our hand, and it's easy to say, you know, I'm gonna skip the jack stands today, or I don't need Bob to come over and help me, you know, jack my car up. I can do it. I've done it a million times. Nothing ever goes wrong. You know, I just would hate to see that one time that we're complacent something happened. So yeah, I guess that's my talk for the day. I kind of feel like some of that you're probably saying, like, why is she even talking about this? But it's because it's so important. I know you've taken a shortcut at one point. I know I've taken a shortcut at one point. I know friends have taken a shortcut at one point. And this goes beyond, like, duct taping a hose onto your radiator. Like, that's not necessarily unsafe. It's not going to last long, but you're probably not going to die. But like forgetting wheel chocks and jack stands when you jack up your car, or, not double checking your lift to make sure it's engaged. I mean, that's not only potentially dangerous to you and your car. I personally don't want to have to rebuild my car from scratch because I crashed it into the ground. So, anyway, that's it for Motor Mornings. I hope you all have a wonderful week. If you haven't already, please follow us on Instagram. It's Tach_It_Up. And subscribe, hit the like button if you agree. If you have a friend who isn't following safety things and you know he's not, feel free to just slip him this video and you can be like, Hillary told you to do that, not, hey bro. But if you're a really good friend and you see somebody doing something unsafe, say something. It means you care. Seriously. All right, that's it. Have a great week. Bye.